Teen is the time right now. If you got a teen learning to drive, picking the right car can feel a little bit overwhelming, but there's help because Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and Consumer Reports just released their list this morning of the safest used and new cars for teen drivers. And joining us now to break it all down, Vice President of Vehicle Research, Jessica Jarmakian. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you joining us this morning. So why is it so important for families to be especially mindful of safety when it comes to choosing a vehicle for the teen driver? Because I know a lot of times it's about finances. Since this is a new driver, I'm going to get a cheap car, so it won't cost me a bunch of money. But you're saying safety should be the priority.
Safety should absolutely be the priority. We know that teens are at increased risk of crashing, and they have inexperience and immaturity, and we want to make sure they're in the safest vehicle possible. But the good news is we put out our recommended list for teens, and there are many options for parents who are looking for a safe, affordable vehicle for their teen.
Right, and in fact, on your list, there are nearly 75 used vehicles under $10,000. So what makes the vehicles that are on this list qualify as a good choice for a teen under $10,000?
Yeah, so what we're looking for is a vehicle that is of course under $10,000, also does well in our crash tests, does well in Consumer Reports handling tests, has a short braking distance, and we want to make sure that teens stay away from the lightest, smallest vehicles and also the biggest, heaviest vehicles.
Okay, so stay away from the really small ones and stay away from the really big ones. So find a happy medium. What sets the best choice models apart from the good choice ones?
So our best choices for teens also include good technology for preventing the crash in the first place, including standard automatic emergency braking, and also the vehicle must do well in our headlight tests so the teens can see at night.
All right, so I know this is, for some people this sounds out of left field, but we're talking about a new car for a new driver. I mean, some people can do it. I'm not one of those people, but let's talk about these new cars. What are some of the standout 2025 models that made the cut when it comes to being teen friendly?
So thinking about the new vehicles now, these are more expensive, of course, because they're brand new, but they do very well get top safety pick or top safety pick plus ratings, and also have good seatbelt reminders. Things like the Hyundai Kona comes to mind, but these are also vehicles not just potentially for buying a new one for your teen, but also if you're a parent looking to buy a new vehicle for yourself and want to pass down to your teen in the next several years. These are good choices that will be good for you as an adult now and good to pass down on to your teen driver in the future.
All right, so beyond that list, are there any must-have safety features that you should prioritize when it comes to the teens? You talked about some of the standards that come with cars now. Anything else on there that should be a priority when you're looking for a car for your teen?
Well, we want to make sure that teens have low horsepower vehicles, that they aren't in vehicles that are too powerful for them. So stay away from the lightest vehicles, stay away from the heaviest vehicles, look for vehicles that have lower horsepower than some of the powerful vehicles out there, and look for vehicles that do well in safety ratings, our crash tests and our crash avoidance tests.
All right. So real quick, can you give me one of the used cars that's on your list? Just one or two of the used cars that are on the list?
Sure. You'll see lots of familiar vehicles on there. Things like older model year Toyota Camrys or Honda Accords.
Toyota Camry, the old standards. Everybody is talking about how reliable and how safe they are.
But
yes, go ahead.
But the good news is there's almost 125 vehicles on the list. So there are lots of choices, lots of different makes and models to choose from.
All right. Okay. Well, look, that's some good advice there. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much with the helpful information when it comes to driving with the teens or getting the teens something to drive, especially since they're beginners. And we all know how that goes when it comes to beginning drivers. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
That's everything. Like I remember when the girls started driving. Right.
I got some of them in my house right now.
I too need to be in the used category because, but the main thing is safety. So I wouldn't mind just like putting in a couple of extra dollars because nothing else matters.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day. And the other thing is, she mentioned don't get anything that's really small and don't get anything that's really big.
Right.
Because
powerful.
Or powerful.
Right,
those are three things to avoid because obviously the small cars if you get into a fender bender, that's an
Yeah.
issue. A giant car, hard to navigate. So keep all that in mind.
Annie,
as
when you
well.
think about, you only have about 4 more years to make this decision.
Do I or longer?
4 years.
She may not be, she may not be able to get her license at that age. No, but you know, what this really provided for me was that there's beyond the size, because
Yeah.
initially I'm thinking, oh well, the bigger the car,
Right,
the
safer.
safer,
Right.
but not necessarily.
Not
She
necessarily.
really touched on some of those
Right.
safety features that we should be considering. So
Yeah.
very eye-opening.
Thanks, Wiz.
Yeah.
All right.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
And look, you're going to be in that category here soon too. We're all.
I have a 12-year-old.
Yeah, and
So
I
you
know
and Annie are
you and
pulling
Annie
it, yeah.
are up next. We're
Yeah,
already
so
in
in
the midst
about
of it.
15 years, he's going to start driving.
Don't even want to think about
Yeah,
it.
something to say about that.
Yeah.